Darby won, by the way, for those so inclined to be interested. Again, there's no name, marquee value, star power, whatever the case. And am I led to believe, do you have the ratings there, or am I just ambushing you now?
I'm going to pull them up. I'll pull them up.
Because I am led to believe from what I briefly saw that they were within 3,000 or 4,000 viewers of last week's program. And I'm thinking, okay, have we hit our bottom? Is this what the number of people that are going to put up with anything? Or did I would have to think a large number of people thought that they might see something about Jay Briscoe on this program, and we're waiting until maybe at some point, did it ever fall off a cliff? I don't know what to make of this, but this is the weakest on paper lineup that they have ever put on for a television program. And MJF was in a pre-tape.
Yeah, I wish you would have seen that, because I'm in the minority. I wasn't crazy about it. I thought it was a little too actory for MJF.
That's another reason I'm glad I didn't see it. So do you have these numbers?
I have these numbers right here. The AEW ratings for January 18th. The overall number was 969,000 viewers.
Now, I've got to remember all of the programs they have done that we have said, well, okay, most of it was good. Some of it was good. There was a big match, whatever, that did in the 7s and 8s. And now for this, they do one of their better numbers. You can't tell me that didn't have something to do with the news about Jay Briscoe. Go ahead.
Let me give the quarter hours. These are the work of Brandon Thurston of WrestleNomics. Segment 1, 8 o'clock to 8:15, Orange Cassidy versus Jay Lethal. 1,197,000 viewers.
Oh, Jesus Christ. And that's about 150,000 more than they started out with, or 100-something thousand more than they started out with last week to begin with, isn't it?
But all that means is there was a big episode of The Big Bang Theory.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. They don't usually start with 1.2 million.
Well, segment 2, which was the Young Bucks versus Top Flight, 8:15 to 8:30, 975,000 viewers.
Oh, Jesus Christ. And they don't normally lose 222,000 in the first 15 minutes either.
Segment 3, the end of that match, as well as the Guns and the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn segment, and Adam Page's backstage promo, 993,000 viewers.
So they're back up 18,000, just for those keeping track.
Segment 4, 8:45 to 9 p.m., Jake Hager versus Ricky Starks, which actually started at the end of the previous segment, as well as the post-match angle, an Adam Cole video, Jericho Appreciators backstage promo, and the first 3 minutes of Danielson versus Bandito, 971,000 viewers.
And they just lost the 18,000 that they just got, and another 4 on top of that.
The second hour, 9 o'clock to 9:15, segment 5, 975,000 viewers.
So 4,000 people switching the channels at the top of the hour joined in. This is pretty basically 220-something thousand people said, fuck this, and then it's been 975, 993, 971, 975.
Well, segment 6, the finish of Danielson versus Bandito, MJF's promo, the backstage promo with Tony Storm, Saraya, and Shida, as well as the MJF Brian Cage backstage angle, and the beginning of the Tony Storm match, 921,000 viewers.
Ooh. So we're down 54 there.
Segment 7, which is Storm versus Nightingale, as well as the post-match angle with Saraya and Ruby Soho, an Ethan Page and Stokely promo, and the beginning of Darby versus Kushida, 853,000 viewers.
Jesus. All right, that's down another 47, 68,000.
And finally, segment 8, 9:45 to 10 p.m., Darby Allin versus Kushida, 867,000 viewers.
And 14,000 people said, well, we'll come back and see what Kushida's tennis shoes look like this week. So until the last two quarters, they were fairly stable. And I have to think, again, what was there about this program that you really would want to stay tuned for? I've got to think that Jay Briscoe played a part. They started out with more people than they normally start with to begin with. So they kept a few more of them. And then by the last 30 minutes, you know, everybody said, well, we see the matches coming up and they ain't going to do anything. And that's when they lost a little over 100,000. Well, they lost 20 minutes and 20.
It's the women's segment. Just say it's the women's segment.
Well, okay. Well, I forgot to make note of that, but also the women's segment. But the previous segment hadn't anything to write home about because they lost 54,000 before the women lost the 68,000.
Has Darby been in the last segment since he won the TV title every week?
Well, that's no, because remember for a while there, they were trying to put the elite on toward the end, and then they got smart and put them on the beginning. I don't think he's been in the main event that bad. Just since he won the TV title. Yeah. Okay, the qualifier that I just glossed over. Yeah, that ain't a good sign either, is it? But again, I mean, Darby Allin against the attendant at the parking lot. Darby Allin against an accountant that we found at Starbucks. Darby Allin versus Kushida. Which one is more attractive to viewers of national television?
Now let's talk about who wasn't here. MJF, they had a few pre-tape promos. He was probably doing his movie or whatever. They had no Moxley, no Claudio. They didn't have, I mean, obviously there are guys that just, who knows what's going on. House of Black, they appeared for a couple weeks. Now they haven't appeared again. No House of Black. Who knows what Miro is? I mean, there are names.
What happened? I heard that somebody made a monster out of Hobbs, and then we were going to find out what the repercussions are. Where's he been?
Yeah, no Hobbs. It was a weird episode. And again, there was a lot going on. And it sounds like they didn't know. We don't know when AEW, when Tony knew that he couldn't do a Jay Briscoe tribute on the show. That may have thrown things into disarray. I don't know.
It just seems like there were people that we could have seen that we didn't see. I don't know. But anyway, nevertheless.
You're going to watch next week?
I'll pick it up next week. Anyway. But in the meantime, yes, that's what you need to do, Brian. You need, obviously, from the question I posed to you in your rebuttal or your response, you need to spend more family time. That's exactly what you need to do because you're obviously working yourself to an early grave. You're not spending quality time with your family, with your wife, with your children, with Swami, for heaven's sake. That's what you need to do. You need to lay down in bed and cozy up in front of the cozy TV with Frasier reruns on a Helix sleep mattress. That's exactly what you need, because then you're going to get a good night's sleep. And how many kids you got in that house now?
4, and Swami.
Okay, well, there you go. Well, they got the kids' mattress. So here's what you do. You get your king-size mattress for you and Suzanne, and then around it, like tables in a tables, ladders, and chairs match, you get the kids' mattresses, and you line them up all around that mattress, and you put Swami on the one in the middle at the foot of the bed, and everybody can watch TV on their own Helix sleep mattress until they fall asleep into the blissful land of slumberation. And when you're slumberated, that's the best sleep you can get. And you know those kids' mattresses, they've got the optional restraints where...
No, they don't. Sure... No, they don't. There are no optional restraints. There are no restraints. Do not restrain your children.
Well, that keeps them from wandering the halls at night while you're asleep. They can get into all kinds of trouble.
Close the door.
Well, what if they pick the lock?
The kid? What if the kid picks the lock?
Yes, kid picks the lock. I'm just telling what I did when I was a kid. My mother found that lock pick. Boy, she tanned my hide. What? And I'll tell you what, as a matter of fact, that's when I had to start sleeping strapped up against the wall because I couldn't figure out how to get loose from that one as easily as the one. But nevertheless...
Well, you don't have to do that nowadays, ladies and gentlemen, because there are wonderful mattresses like the ones from our friends at Helix Sleep.
That's right. And these children's mattresses, they are American made from the finest American children. Because everybody knows that children are even softer.
No.
They're softer and more malleable than us old people. When we get old with our brittle bones and our pointy elbows, you can curl up on a nice child mattress and you'll sleep like a baby. That's where that statement came from. Because many people in the old days used to sleep on beds made of babies.
First of all,
that was a status symbol back in the medieval time.
I don't know what you're talking about, but let's just make sure we're clear right now. There is no child labor involved with the manufacturing of Helix sleep mattresses. They are the finest American-made by hardworking adults in America.
Yes, the adults make the mattresses out of the best American children that they can.
Stop that. No, they don't. They make them out of the fine things that you've put in mattresses that are comfortable. None of these mattresses contain human parts. Let's just put it out there.
Well, all right, if that's what you say. What are the fine things that they put in mattresses to make them comfortable?
Oh, I'm not one to give away the proprietary information. I don't want to give that away. That's up to the fine people like Mr. Helix and his sleep friends. But let's talk about a wonderful night's sleep that you can get.
That's right. Well, here's what you do, folks. If you want one, like we have all the time, as a matter of fact, as you can tell, sometimes we never wake up. Helix, the lineup, they've got 14 unique mattresses. They got luxury models. They got a mattress for big and tall sleepers. Even, once again, the children's mattress. It's made just for, I see 4 kids. I thought it said just
4 kids. 4 kids.
Okay, the mattress is made just for kids by American workmen rather than just from kids. And how will you know which one is best, folks? Well, you can take the Helix Sleep Quiz and find your perfect mattress in under 2 minutes. That's only if you can spell, though. If you're illiterate, it takes between 3 and 5 minutes. And once you do that, your personalized mattress is shipped straight to your door free of charge. Now, it won't have your initials on it unless you pay extra, but it's chosen for you personally. And Helix knows that there's no better way to test out a new mattress than by sleeping on it in your own home. I've mentioned the problems that I've had in the past going into a mattress store, especially when I took a tray of burgers and fries. I wanted to see if I could, how it felt when I was eating in front of the television. And then, when Stace and I went in to test it that second time and we took the blanket and everything, they kicked us out of the store. But anyway, what they've got here now is they've got this a 100-night risk-free trial, where for 100 nights you can try this mattress out. We encourage you not to get as much DNA as possible on it. Just think of the next sucker they're going to pawn this thing off on.
No. Think about how much you're going to enjoy the match. Get as much DNA on it as you want because you're going to keep it because you're going to love it.
Or you could do that. But if you're going to give it back after 100 nights and be an asshole like that, then try to keep it clean here, fella. But anyway, you got that option. But you can see how your body adjusts. Sometimes when people lay on these mattresses for a while, their body just kind of sinks into the thing and becomes part of the mattress. And the cells in your skin literally grow into the fibers of the mattress. So it's so comfortable, it has to be comfortable. You can't stand up.
That doesn't happen. You'll be able to stand up.
Well, it just somebody with a spatula every 3 days needs to flip you because there could be bed sores. But anyway, folks, again, you take the Helix Sleep Quiz, you're matched with the model mattress, they deliver it to your door. It's got a 100-night risk-free trial. It could be soft, medium, firm. It can be whatever you want it to be. If you give it a tip, it'll do the things that your wife won't. So right now, folks, go to helixsleep.com. Again, as I'm trying to find the goddamn copy, that's Helix Sleep. helixsleep.com. That's HELIX, helixsleep.com/JCE, because they're offering up to $200 off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners if you use that code. And remember the 10 or 15-year warranty, depending on the model, the #1 mattress from GQ magazine, the multiple leading chiropodists that have recommended this fine mattress for you to lay on it. And you could actually, some people are now actually being buried on their Helix mattress. And they just bring a forklift and they just lift the whole thing up and then they flip it over like a flapjack and the mattress side goes up and they just stick a stone and there you go. Boom. HelixSleep.com/JCE.
I don't even know what to say anymore. Yes, try Helix Sleep. That's the point of the message. They're great. For real.